Hello and welcome to Pearl Magazine. Tonight we go to the races and we look at how the workplace is evolving to attract and keep talent.
In Hong Kong, horse racing is known as the king of sports, as its popularity has endured for over 150 years. The Jockey Club, which runs the races, is the single biggest taxpayer in Hong Kong, with last year's contributions at a record $22.6 billion.
They make up almost 7% of total taxes collected, and even if you're not a horse racing fan, they're part of the reason taxes are so low in this city.
Well, aside from taxes, they provide lots of entertainment to Hong Kongers and those visiting the city. So Mel, for this horse racing story, you got behind the scenes with some special access.
Yes, I did, and it's amazing to see what goes into the run-up of a race day. Here's a look at what makes up this exciting ecosystem and what goes into preparing for a race night. Every Wednesday night, thousands come to the happiest of valleys in Hong Kong to eat, drink, and socialize. Most importantly, they come to watch the horse races. But let's rewind and see what happens in the run-up to a race day. Before dawn, jockeys, trainers, and horses are already on the track.
We need to work 7 days a week. I back to stable in the morning around 5, should be until around 10 o'clock. And also in the afternoon, back to stable 2 o'clock until 5 o'clock.
Frankie Lor's family has been working for the Jockey Club for many years. His father was a mafu, or horsekeeper, for the club, as is his brother. Frankie was a jockey for 15 years before becoming a trainer last season.
Last season, I have 65 winners.
He hopes to do as well this season. The club has just 22 trainers. Their job is to not only take care of the horses, but to coach the jockeys as well.
You need to tell the jockeys what to do. When the gate opens, if the horse is a leading horse, you need to try to go in front. Some maybe you got an outside jaw, maybe not easy. You need to maybe have another backhand to see what you want to do.
And of course, talk to the owners to give them updates on their horses and advice on which jockey might be best suited to their horses.
We need to look the horse very carefully to see he eating good or healthy.
The horses also get treated to a swim twice a day. Frankie says it helps them improve their lung capacity. The jockeys also have a grueling 7-day schedule. With the track opening at 4:45 in the morning, they have an early start.
I just love to riding horses, so I don't mind to work like 12 horses per day.
Derek Leung has been a jockey for 8 years. He joined the Hong Kong Jockey Apprentice School when he was 16 years old.
In apprentice school, when I was 16 years old, we have to sleep early, like 10 o'clock, and start at 4 o'clock. We have to ride every day, every morning, and we only have once a week we can go back home to have a holiday.
But a jockey's day doesn't end with a morning track work.
If I only have 2 or 3 horses, I might do it at 5:50, 6 o'clock and 6:10, get in, get it done, and then I can get back into the trainer's stand, see how everyone's going, give the feedback on how the horses have worked.
Zac Purton is one of the club's top jockeys. He came to Hong Kong from Australia.
I'd always had an interest in Hong Kong racing. From where I was watching it from afar, I always thought it was the best racing in the world. I wanted to try and push myself and try and be better and come over here and get some experience, and then my plan was to go back to Australia and try and conquer Australia.
It's been 11 years and counting.
I don't have a plan to leave. Both my children were born here. My wife also loves it here. I feel like I'm at home.
He says it's the most competitive racing in the world.
It doesn't matter how successful you are overseas. When you step off the plane and step on the turf here, your reputation means nothing at all. You have to prove yourself again. You have to prove yourself every week at every meeting. If you drop the ball for one meeting or one race, the media scrutiny here is like nothing you can believe.
Maintaining the right weight is crucial for every jockey, so diet and more exercise is part of the regime.
I have to try and lose weight, so I'm exercising, going for a run with all the sweat gear on, big jackets and things like that. And after that, if I'm not at the right weight, which I never am after a run, I have to get into a hot bath and try and sweat the rest out, make sure that I'm within reach of the weight that I have to be the next day. The weight I ride on race day is 120, but outside of the race meetings, my weight can fluctuate, 4 to 5 pounds, maybe 6 or 7 sometimes.
Zac had me try the Equicizer, a machine to help apprentices with their form. Ooh, okay. Okay.
So the jockey style is obviously to stand up in a crouched position.
Is this right?
You're looking pretty good.
If I fall off, we do another take.
Make sure you're ready.
Okay, let's do this. Oh my goodness.
Keep your hands down on his neck. You might get a little bit more balance. Yeah.
My form is okay?
Your form is pretty good. Your legs a little bit more straight and your shoulders down with a bit of a straighter back.
Okay, here?
Yeah. You're looking pretty good.
Ha!
So you want to go with the whip?
Don't know.
I'll go the right hand side. There we go.
Go! Don't go. Oh my goodness, that was pretty exhausting. Well, I have renewed respect for jockeys. It's race day, and staff, trainers, and jockeys are starting to arrive. How much do you weigh right now?
I'm riding 120 tonight, so I'm 119. So I want to be able to have something to drink and that, so that I'm a little bit rehydrated when I start to get going.
Right.
But if I'm any heavier than 119.6, then I can't make the weight.
How do you feel about the race tonight?
I always look forward to coming to Happy Valley. It's an exciting track. It's got a good atmosphere.
Do you have a favorite, or you can't say?
I have 3 or 4 horses that can run nice races.
Since betting is part of the experience, I asked Zac which horse he thinks has been performing well. He says Country Star in race 4 has good odds.
I'll be encouraging all of them, trying to get him so that he's in a nice spot but he's comfortable, and then I've got to try and get him to come into the race at the right time.
Okay, then I'm going to try Country Star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can do it.
Crossing my fingers.
You feel okay yesterday?
He's okay, yeah.
He's going to ride my
John's a
horses.
trainer, he's the boss.
I know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, got a good draw. Let's see how he progresses.
To be honest, to me, he feels more like a sprinter. When I sit on him, he feels like a 12 to 1400 metre horse.
Yes.
Gary Ling owns Styling City, one of the horses Zac rides. Gary has owned 10 racehorses in the last 18 years.
I was lucky to have my first horse to become the Hong Kong Sprinter of the Year in 2002. And indeed, it spoiled me a bit as a first horse to win as a champion.
He says he prefers to buy his horses from Australia and New Zealand since the climate is similar to Hong Kong's. He spends anywhere from $1.5 to $3 million per horse, adding that this is a low budget compared to others who spend $10 or even $15 million on a horse.
I need to spend a month to study and analyze all the pedigree, all the horse bloodlines to finalize what type of horses I should buy.
His studying paid off. He's had 2 international champion horses. Now he has his sights set on the home turf.
I wish to win a couple of the Hong Kong international races right here at Sha Tin instead of overseas this time.
And winning locally means winning globally.
We're bringing the top jockeys from around the world, so that also helps us in our global positioning. But the Hong Kong International races in December is the 3rd biggest race day in the world in terms of prize money.
9 of Hong Kong's races are in the world's top 100 Group 1 races. No small feat for a city of just 7.4 million people. And the city boasts the most lucrative 2,000-meter sprint in the world, the Hong Kong Cup, which pays out $28 million. The first horse race was run here in Happy Valley in 1846. Today, there are 88 meets a season and an average of 18,000 visitors per meet. According to Bill, this number of races is low when compared to other parts of the world.
808 races a year in Hong Kong, whereas in America there'd be 40,000 races, and in Australia there'd be almost 20,000 races. But in Hong Kong, just 808 races, but average wagering per race by far is the highest in the world. And I think it's quality control.
Bill says the recent development of commingling, which means people outside of Hong Kong can bet on races here, have boosted club earnings from betting.
If they have a contract with the Jockey Club, we will allow them to bet on our races and watch our races in real time all over the world.
Last season, $124 billion was wagered at the races, and only 10% of those were made on site. Tonight, I'm placing my bet. Could I place a bet on Country Star? That's race 4, number 5.
Number 5?
Yes.
How much?
$20?
$20. Okay.
Thank you. Well, let's see if Zac and Country Star win tonight. Bill says the combination of top international jockeys, trainers, and horses, combined with the city's love of racing, have made it a unique Hong Kong experience.
It's a good thing because it's not just about gambling, it's about entertainment. And I think that was a big thing for us because it is, in many ways, sporting entertainment. And we're here to entertain Hong Kong.
But if you can be entertained and win, even better. I was lucky enough to win on Zac's horse, which came in first. A happy Wednesday indeed.
You really won.
Yes, I did. And I wish I'd bet more than $20 on that horse.
I bet.
Actually, the guy behind the window gave me a tip on another horse as well, and I won on that too.
All right, I've got free time on Wednesday. Tell me the name of your friend and I'm heading down there.
I will. I've got a video shot of him so you can find him. Up next, James takes a look at how some companies are improving the workplace to attract and keep talent when Pearl magazine returns.